Jeez, it's such a struggle. Do I sound weird? Huh? Anyway, let's just proceed with this one. I figured I'd help someone, in the same situation with the tips that I gathered while, looking into this, right? And yeah, so do's and don'ts of buying land. Yeah, so hi guys, how have you been? Have you been taking care of yourself? What have you been up to? I've not been on here for a while, man. Shame on my inconsistency. Shame. It's such a shame. I am absolutely ashamed. But I don't want to make promises on here and then look like a clown when I don't keep them. So we're just gonna pick it up from here and proceed and hope that it gets better, man. It should get better, right? So yeah, I have been well. So much has been happening, like so much changes here and there. Change brings friction. Any type of change, any type of, like, I don't know why, but human beings, we just like normality, what we're used to. We're comfortable in our normal, routine. And anytime there's like a slight change, that sort of like brings about a lot of friction. And especially for me, change, like any slight change just like throws me off and I need to find my bearing. I struggle. I'm all over the place. I'm trying to like keep my head up and stay afloat, keep doing what I gotta do. But then sometimes it's tough and rough, and sometimes in such cases rather I want to like pause and then re-strategize and then like get out there, right? So a lot has been happening. I hope I can share that with time. And yeah, and then this last week I got sick, tonsils, and I don't know what's going on with my throat. And so I figured I'd wait until I get better. It's Tuesday. I got these tonsils last week on Sunday. So I waited it out a whole week. I thought I'd get better. But I mean, I thought I'd wait for my croaky voice to get better. But we're stuck with this croaky voice today. And I don't know till when. So I guess we just deal with it, right? Yeah, so now that is out of the way and this is explained, let's get right into the video. Okay? The lighting was so good when I was planning this shoot, man. The sun was out. It was looking nice, and then the sun just disappeared into the clouds. And if you have noticed, man, I miss being out in the sun, on the beaches, sun, sand, sea. But there's none of that. It's been getting really cold lately. So I'm stuck to wearing this summer dresses inside the house. Because, yeah, it's cold, but it's quite cozy in here. So I guess I can manage. But I don't know for how long. Yeah, because now it's getting cold. It's getting quite cold. Anyway, let's get into the video. Today I wanted to speak about land, buying land in Kenya, right? So, you think that you will go to school, do well in school, get a good job, and then after you get your good job, you earn your good money, keep it in the bank or whatever investments, and live happily ever after. Well, sorry to burst your bubble, but the major character development waiting for you out here after all that, yes, is when you're trying to make your investments. And I think there's conmen everywhere right now. There's conmen everywhere. Like, people are trying to just earn take your money, your hard-earned money, and run with it, right? Which is so unfortunate and so heartbreaking, especially like in cases where like you've saved up for something and now you want to acquire it, and then you get conned and someone runs away with your monies. That can be very frustrating. And in today's focus, though there's so many ways in which you can get conned, I want to focus on land and maybe the things you can do to avoid getting conned. Yes, if that makes sense. So yeah, I hope this video will be like one single part. I made some notes. If you see me looking down this way, it's to remember the notes that I made. I mean to look into the notes that I made for this particular video. And I hope this will be one part. I hope it won't be too lengthy. Maybe I'm making it lengthy talking like this. Yeah, so let's look into it. 1, right? Do your due diligence. Due diligence means get yourself a lawyer, right? Who will, like in this case, get yourself a lawyer, right? In this case, when you first of all establish like the type of property you want to acquire, 1, it has to have a title deed, right? Let's first focus on the title deed. A lot of people will want to sell you land which does not necessarily have a title deed, and then there will be stories to it, like, I bought this land before and someone owned it and I didn't follow up on the changing the title from their name to my name, but I can sell to you and then you can change the title from so and so. That, I feel like the longer the chain of title not having been changed, that then means the easier it is for you to get scammed. I'm going to advise you on the easier way out. Like, if someone does not have a title, honestly, unless you have other means of verifying or making sure the land, the title is changed from the whatever person's name to your name, if the person like you're transacting with does not have the title, red flag number 1. Don't bother. Like, however much appealing or pleasing the property is, don't deal with people whose names are not in the original title. If people have issues of land in their family, let them sort that. Let it be sorted and then subdivided and then them given the title and then they can sell to you. Okay? 2, when now someone has a title, still, that does not now necessarily mean go on and transact with them outright without thinking about it. I think get a lawyer who will then go on and do the formalities that are required to ascertain that this title is actually a valid title and that it represents that particular piece of land. So, if no title, we're not buying. If there's a title, we're still going to follow to really find out that that title is a really valid title representing that particular piece of land that you want to purchase. Number 2, you can also give yourself character development. Let's not ignore this fact right here. How are you paying for the land? Is it through savings? Is it through a loan? Is it through, cash? Is it cash? Like, you got a good deal, now you have money, you want to pay for it. when you're making huge financial commitments, I think you have to also consider, like, when you make those financial commitments to purchase this piece of land for whatever amount that you're going to pay, how are you raising that? And where will it leave your finances currently? Like, because whether you buy the land or not, you have to sleep, you have to eat, children's school fees has to be paid. How are you surviving then after you make this big purchase, right? So it helps to pre-plan, like have a plan before you even start looking for land, right? Because there will always be like enticing pieces, beautiful pieces out there. I'd like to think before you even look into buying the land, that should have been step one before due diligence. Start looking into your savings. How are you paying for this land? That will not leave you now bankrupt after you pay for the land. And then it's so sad that you would go ahead and acquire land and then you get broke. And soon as you've acquired the land, now it gets snatched. If you took a bank loan or whatever, now it gets snatched because you can't pay for your loan, you can't keep up with your bills and stuff like that. Okay, let's not embarrass ourselves. Let's plan better. Number two, the other thing I was wondering about is at the company, like lately in Kenya, there's like a lot of companies selling land, and there's a lot of influencers, pairing up with these companies, of course, for a benefit. Maybe they've been given they've been given a discount on their piece, or in some cases, some companies actually give a piece of land to these influencers to like do what? To promote. Now, it's so sad that sometimes the general public will go purchase a piece of land from some companies that are not really legit, or that have not acquired the land in the correct manner, right? Because quote unquote they gave an influencer who went and then promoted, and then like you buy the land based on what the influencer said. Again, whether you're buying the land because of an influencer promoted it or because of hearsay or whatever, do your due diligence. Do your due diligence. These companies are supposed to have a particular title that mothers all the time. Like, it's called a mother title that represents all the titles that they are going to give. Do your due diligence. Don't listen to someone tell you, oh yeah, we've done this for several years, we've already done a search on it. Do your own search. Whether they have the mother, ask for the mother title, or the individual titles / the mother title that gave the subdivision to these individual titles. Just do your due diligence is what I'm saying. Like, don't listen to anyone tell you that, yeah, we've done this for long, and give you a catalog of how many plots of land that they've been able to acquire and dispose. And yeah, just do your due diligence. I don't know. You can't say you will not trust the companies entirely, but then again, you can't sit down and pretend to want to trust them, and it's your own money that will be lost at the end of the day. Okay. Another thing is, while you're looking for types of land, I think you're supposed to establish, like, what do you want to use the land for vis-a-vis what is currently happening for the land, so that you don't go acquire land within a town or a city hoping to make it a farmland or a ranch, and then surprise, we're in the city, you can't have a ranch here. I don't know about Kenya and the restrictions concerning that, but I'm sure there's particular pieces of land where, for example, you want to build apartments and they don't allow apartments. Like, you've gotten land in a smaller residential areas which are not necessary, like private residential areas where you now can't build apartments. So look for the land that matches the use you want to use it for, whether farming, apartments, business. Maybe sometimes you want to put up go downs and stuff like that, right? 2, security of the area. Consider the security of the area, because then again, you don't want to buy land and now you can't go visit your piece of land because everyone in the area is fighting, right? Those are some of the things. Again, proximity to government owned pieces like the road or the forest, because then again, when we're talking about people conning people, you don't know who will go and sell for you land that belongs to the government, and then you don't want to be caught, you know, fighting with the government over a piece of land. You will lose. Okay? You will lose. So proximity to government stuff, forests, national parks, game reserves, roads, schools, you know, just find out. I think when you go to do a survey, they kind of tell you whether there's any like government institutions. There was a dam that was supposed to be set up at a particular space, just such things, right? Again, I think there's something I left out with the titles. There's sometimes land might miss a title deed. Why? Because there's settlement schemes that used to happen. I don't know if they're currently still happening. There's allotment letters. One thing I learned about allotment, which I did not know, is that sometimes the government allocates land to people, and then there's like a time limit within which they must not sell. Sometimes it's 10 years, sometimes it's 5 years. It depends. So get your lawyer or your advisor to let you know, and to search, like to ask such questions. Like if you're buying land that was allocated to maybe IDPs or whichever way it was allocated, or to whoever it was allocated, if they give you like an allotment letter, ask, like that allotment letter will probably contain the year in which they were given the land, and then you can then calculate between then and the time they're trying to sell it to you, is it allowed? So yeah, those are some of the things that you do. So the settlement schemes, again, don't buy land that someone has gone and leased and then now they're selling to you that like it's theirs and it's probably within a specific lease. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's just about it. And the other one is very sensitive. Don't trust your friends or your family members to make purchases of land in your name, like for you, right? What I'm saying is, I mean, I'm not saying all your family members or all your friends are bad, or don't come at me. If you trust everyone in your side, that's fine. But don't tempt people. Don't make people, like, if I give you 100,000 to buy for me something, right? And in between me giving you that, a need arises. It could be sickness. Someone is sick. When you think someone will go and purchase what you send them to do, or they will first take people to hospital. I'm not saying that is wrong. I'm saying don't tempt people and then cry out later that they did this. Sometimes use your brains, right? So in my advice, do the purchases yourself. Don't send your relatives and then trust them to do due diligence for you. Everyone is busy, honestly. Like, see, people are busy with their lives. Now, the seriousness with which you will take due diligence if you're doing it yourself is quite different from what another person will do. Okay? So if you're doing it yourself, that would be way, way better. Will save you a lot of trouble and stress. And then again, you can rest assured that as you continue making your payments, you're making payments to something that has been done due diligence for. The next steps with that is, I think after that, then after you've done your due diligence, which is usually the main part, is obviously you will make a sale agreement, and then you will agree on how you will be making the deposits, or if it's a one-off payment, then you can just make your one-off payment. And after that, I guess it's a transfer then now, right? So I think your lawyer, people, I know you think you can do these things by yourselves, but pay your lawyers. Make sure you pay your lawyers. They're doing a great job. Just get someone. It might seem expensive to want to get a lawyer, but I think you're best advised by a legal person how to proceed with these things, so that you don't proceed blindly and you don't know things, and then now you mess yourself up. Okay, so I guess that's it for the lands. If anything comes up, I'll make a different video if any other information comes up, right? Any questions and comments down this video will be very much appreciated. Why? Because we learn from each other. I might just have covered like a small bit, but any knowledge will be appreciated, because I'm sure we have tips that we've learned in our experiences or from experiences of our parents or our friends, right? So that would be very, very much appreciated. I look forward to seeing you in another video. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Eat well. Love your loved ones. I mean, yeah, love your loved ones. That's a thing. I guess that's a thing. Let's make it a thing today. Yeah, and we'll see you on another video. Mwah! Peace.